Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while. I've just been super busy. New year, lots of stuff going on in real life, just trying to catch up on work. And a lot of different things really elaborating inside the LUNC community as we was rolling into the end of the 2023 year. There was a few mistakes made, I think, with the reducing of the active validator set. We can see there's a few uproars about this. You can understand why. If you can't, we'll do a video specifically covering it for everybody, and we'll really sit down and talk about why this was such a substantial mistake. Realistically, all these people did was reduce, in short, all of the new validators and trying to give them a shot, and they just made the top players much more richer than they already were. And towards the end of the year, seeing a very substantial hit to our own node. And it's a situation, right, where people are wanting me around, but the support has to be there because I've been here for 2 years. I've not had a $40,000 payout from the chain for a fake repeg. It's not something that I would ever do. But ultimately, there's been a lot of mistakes made. But where we are right now, as you can see from the thumbnail, I believe the bull run started. I think it's just going to be a lot of ups and downs. There's going to be lots of opportunities, but I think the bottom's gone. And the reason why I think the bottom's gone is what we're going to be covering in this video. And we're going to be looking over a few different things because something that's really on my radar at the moment, and a lot of people are sort of DM me, they're getting at me about these things and saying, how are people getting on these meme coins? How are they finding about these coins way before they launch? How can I get involved in stuff like this? And I think I figured out over just sort of doing some research and looking into things, one of the ways that we can actually get involved in some of these pre-launches that are substantial, right? Not rip-offs, not rug pulls or sort of meme coins with no hopes, things that have got real good contention moving forward. So let's move off from crypto bubbles. We can see that we're in extreme greed sort of situation. This is why I think the bottom's gone. You're going to see some things that are not going to move. For example, XRP just doesn't move. It's not moved for a long time properly. You've seen these mediocre runs, but nothing substantial. So yes, things are running, but not everything's running. I think things like ApeCoin are down. A lot of ETH-based cryptos are quite down. So as I was saying, it's extreme greed, but there are some good things going on in 2024, and we were speaking about Station V3, and this is the next step for the LUNC community, and getting support confirmed for this was so important. It was something that I really narrowed down and got it from the horse's mouth, so to speak, and really looked into this for what it was. What we're seeing here is Station V3 browser extensions are supposed to be dropping today. This is really good. This is all correlating and timing in with these ETFs. And if you don't know what an ETF is by now, just go and look somewhere on the internet because it's all people want to speak about. So like I was saying, this V3 station is very important. It's going to help us a lot. You're going to start to have a much more functional station across board. And this is starting with the Station V3 browser extension. I myself got very, very lucky, and Chris Armani stated in the Luna group, the first 5 people to comment would get early access to Station as long as they didn't do any leaks. I didn't do any leaks. I had a little peek. It's really, really nice. It works well. It does what it's supposed to do. It's one of those situations where a website's not really going to help us whatsoever because it doesn't really do anything directly. Yes, it's good for, media coverage and marketing and stuff like that, but an actual fully fledged working station that allows us to actually tap into these IBC hooks, maybe create an alliance. And I'm going to be doing a video on alliance as well. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos. I didn't really know where to start with everything. So I'm just sort of covering a load of different things in this video and getting you up to date as to where my mind is and what I'm really doing with things at the moment. But this is really important. So if you do notice that your extensions have changed, things are a little bit weird, check in with TFL, check in with the station, make sure you're following all 3 of these on the right hand side. They're going to be very important to our blockchain moving forward. So Watcher Guru's really been on top of this, and everybody's on top of these ETFs, but it just seems like all the horses are at the gates. Everybody's where they should be, and To put it bluntly, the SEC are now backed into a corner, and there would be huge backlash, right? If they were just to suddenly say now, after all of the effort put in, after all of the time, the money, the resources, to just go, no, they did this 10 years ago. It's not going to wash this time round. And there's so many people that want this to happen. And we need to do a specific video looking into why this BTC ETF is actually more important than just initiating some sort of crazy pump. And I know we all want a crazy pump. We're waking up at 4 a.m. wondering, are we millionaires? Can we quit our jobs? Is this the real deal? All I know is from the 2 years that I've been in crypto, I've never seen it like this. I've never seen the amount of tether that's being printed. I've not seen BlackRock making these kind of moves. And you're going to start to see not just a BTC ETF, but an ETH ETF. There's talks in the wind of an XRP ETF. And I think this is going to be a real big focus as to getting the mainstream sort of sectors involved. And this brings a lot of retail to the forefront of crypto. If anybody thinks that this is priced in, you're kidding yourselves. The possibilities of where this could all go to is just going to be absolutely insane, to say the least. And some more stuff to back this up is realistically the SEC going on and posting about these no-go to FOMO and sort of updating people is to say, don't dive in on FOMO. Don't get involved just because everybody's saying it's going to go up. And it just looks like they're trying to do damage control already. And ultimately, right, there's always somebody underneath you ready to buy your bag at a cheaper price. And that's always going to be the case. And I think I've said this a few times, right? Crypto is like a bull. It is a raging bull, and it's just a matter of how hard and how tightly you can hold on to that bull as it continues to move. It's so important. So let's move over to the LUNC price chart because it's been really interesting. We have been scooping out of this area where we were coming down. We did a substantial run. It was a very substantial run in my eyes. It was very nice to see that after a very long time. Some validators prospered from this. Validators like myself got absolutely crushed during this point in time, lost a lot of the commission that we did held. So we didn't really prosper like all of these big nodes did, if that makes sense. So hopefully, as the price of LUNC starts to go up again, a little bit more starts to come in for those lower people that are way lower down the chain now. And like I said, they've reduced the active set down to 100. The only people that are benefiting are the people way at the top and anyone who's able to run a 0% commission. It's all just got out of control. And there's a lot of people that just pussyfoot and they don't want to speak up. They don't want to stand out. And, you know, sometimes I feel like that, but I'm at a point now of LUNC where it's like, I've been doing this for 2 years and every time we get 5 steps forward, someone sets us 10 steps backwards, and it always comes back to the burning. It always comes back to all of these different silly little things, and nobody wants to launch anything. Nobody wants to commit to the chain. We'll see DX after DX after DX, launch, and this chain just gets pummeled over and over again, whilst all the big validators simply build on Luna. And it's a big issue, right? And it is going to have an effect on the price. And what this is going to be all about now is how well we're going to move within this bull run, because we're here. If anybody thinks we're not here, you're crazy. We're 100 days, give or take. I think it's like 99 days now until we actually arrive at the halving. It doesn't all run on the halving. We can look back at this in an independent video and we can track out the dates, but it tends to happen half a year afterwards. So what we could see here is a substantial pre-run before the actual halving event run with all of these ETFs. It's going to be insane. Nothing like this has ever happened before. And this is why it's so important for us as a community to get our backsides in gear and start supporting the correct people. And Commonwealth's just become a place where I don't even want to be involved in it just because of the sheer crap that I see put on there, whether it's people writing out that they wish the boat finished a job and stuff like that. And all I think to myself, these people, you know, go and cry harder somewhere else, go and cope harder somewhere else, because you're just making an environment where people like me don't even want to come and get involved. I don't play tittle tat with people. I put that way behind me. But as we got into the end of 2023, we saw a lot of people trying to throw me under the bus. We saw different people trying to throw me under the bus. And it's just, I'm at a point now where I'm going to stand back. I'll say what needs to be said. I'll vote on what needs to be voted on. but I've done so much and there's only so much I can give moving forward. And I feel like there's so many more opportunities out there for all of us to go and find the next bonk, right? And this is something that I was talking about at the beginning of the video, right? Bonk is actually doing really well. It's moving ahead of everything else. And if you had caught this way at the beginning, right, when it did its substantial run, you'd be quids in. The return on this, the ROIs on these things, it's just absolute maximum value that you're extracting out of these things, these kind of MEV situations. And like I said, a lot of people are saying to me, where can we find these coins, Happy? Where can we get involved in stuff like this? And realistically, somewhere like Ape Terminal is really going to set you aside when you're looking for these kind of projects, these launch pads that are fast growing. They've got good yield generation. They're providing more than just this launch pad. They've got loads of different things. But what I find is so important is if we go down and we look at some of their most successful launches that they've done, and honestly, all of them are. If we look at these returns on these, and some of these are BEP tokens, some of them are Solana tokens, and they've all got very good explanations as to what it does, what it's supposed to do. And this is more or less how people are getting involved in this. As we can see, 25k participants here, 50k here, almost 40k here. This is where I believe a lot of people are getting involved in these sort of projects way before they hit the market and really getting that maximum extraction of value out of things. So if you head over to Ape Launch, you can claim your first access to the most important tokens in crypto. And like I said, you can supercharge these. You can do all sorts of different things. And it's not just one lane that you're staying in. It provides lots of different offers. There's lots of different ways you can get involved. And honestly, since I found this, I've been doing more research, looking into this and think to myself, can I find the next bonk? And I'm going to be following things like this. We're going to be looking into things like this. And honestly, some of the returns on what they have launched so far are absolutely outstanding. If we go and we look at them on CryptoRank, if we look at what they've done, what they've got, and what's out there, the returns on these are absolutely amazing. The highest one's almost a 14.52x return. That is exactly what we're looking for, right? We're looking for these next bonks. Anything that is going to set us aside, it's going to allow us to quit our jobs. This is what's probably most important to all of us. Instead of simply committing to one lane and sticking to that lane, getting involved in different things, Ape Terminal is definitely something that I'm going to be looking into. I'm going to be leaving links to this in the description, and we're going to be checking back in on this. We're going to be looking at how these different launches go and how we can get involved with these unique offerings. And they've got a closed beta. It's going to be moving into a more open system that everybody can get involved with. But for me, this is what we're looking for: sandwich automation, pre-sale sniping, copy trading. If you don't know what copy trading is, it's pretty much a flawless way to get involved with some cutting edge technology that you just don't have the understanding or the capabilities to pull off yourself. These sort of tools really bring it down to a Robinhood based UI that you can better understand. And this is what I think crypto is all about, is providing advanced tools like Ape Terminal does to users like us. And it simplifies it, because we need that other 95% of people to get involved. And the other 95% of people don't even know they shouldn't give their monomics out or their seeds out. And this really introduces so many different dynamic systems with the limits, the dollar cost averaging, and the stop loss. Stop losses are so important. So this is a real kind of upcoming system, and it's going to be good for all of us. Like I said, we'll be checking in on this Ape Terminal, links to this in the description. And yeah, hopefully we're going to see something substantial happen with LUNC, with Bonk, and with XRP, because those are really three coins that I'm watching very hard right now. I know Luna can run, I know USTC can run, but there's issues underlying with those two coins. We're going to be going into that in later videos this week. But other than that, folks, I'll try to get a few more videos out today. I'll try to keep you more up to date, and I'll try get more content out there for you. Like I said, links to everything in the description. Be careful when you're trading. Take profits where you can. It's so important that you don't get greedy. Okay, secure your investments. It's okay to take profits. It's okay to play on these swings, because some of these swings, right, they're like 30% swings, 40% swings. If you're catching these and you're going long or you're going short, it's really going to help you out. Folks, appreciate you turning up today. Sorry for the long-winded break and stuff like that. It's not easy doing all of this content stuff and getting everything together. You've really got to be around all of the time. You've really got to be researching. You've really got to be on the ball to be producing decent content for people to watch. So, you know, subscribe if you haven't. Drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know how you've been. Let me know you had a good new year. Subscribe to the Patreon if you feel like it. It's the best ways that you can support this channel and help us grow. Folks, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.